Nigeria's performance tops most emerging and frontier economies. Bankers' Committee to go after currency hawkers sets to establish mobile courts to prosecute abuse of the currency. All Nigerian refineries to be fully functional before the end of 2019, Minister of State Petroleum Ibe Kachuku assures. Plus, world food prices slip in September. Welcome to Business Express, reaching you on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA. I am Muplang Dakok. Nigeria's performance compared to most emerging and frontier economies has been impressive. Corporate Communications Director of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Isaac Okorafor, who said this, noted that the drop noticed in Nigeria's foreign exchange reserves should raise no concerns as the country has enough forex to purchase 17 to 20 months of exports. Okorafor said America's decision to increase its monetary policy rate has affected emerging and frontier markets, adding that investors have pulled their funds out of economies like Nigeria's because of an assurance of more yield in the U.S. The drop in Nigeria's foreign reserves, he says, is basically as a result of the capital flow reversals arising from rising interest rates in the United States. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and deposit money banks will introduce mobile courts to prosecute currency hawkers and others found abusing the naira. This was one of the highlights of the Bankers' Committee meeting in Lagos. The committee also agreed to consider in the future extension of foreign exchange restriction to other sectors of the economy where it believes the nation has achieved self-sufficiency in terms of local production. The financial experts agreed to draw attention of the public to their specific responsibilities regarding the handling of the naira. The federal government has reiterated its commitment to introducing more social intervention programs with a view to alleviating poverty and empowering youth and young Nigerians on profitable entrepreneurial skills. The Vice President stated this at the 20th edition of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises in Kaduna. Mohammed Umar Ajingi reports.
The Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Clinic is a federal government initiative aimed at building the capacity of youths in entrepreneurship, small-scale businesses, and expose them to agencies which make impact on business to ease access to facilities that will stimulate growth in all sectors of the economy. The Vice President says the federal government believes in the Nigerian youths, hence the various initiatives aimed at creating an enabling environment that will positively engage their talent.
Today's event, as I've said, is the 20th edition of the clinics. Through the various editions, we have seen inspiring examples of how governments can make a difference in the lives of entrepreneurs by paying attention to them and by demonstrating the political will to unwind the bureaucratic bottlenecks that so frequently face our businesses. MSMEs are also now better informed about the roles that the various federal government agencies regulating their activities play, as well as the incentives available for their benefit.
Governor Nasiru Ahmad El-Rufai says the Kaduna State government has since keyed into the federal government initiative of empowering entrepreneurs.
The social investment program that you have championed has not only created job opportunities for many young people, giving them hope, but provided many skills that are needed by various state governments.
Before departing, the Vice President made a brief stopover at Sheikh Abubakar Mahmoud Gumi Market, where he interacted with traders.
Thank you, Mohammed. More good news to prospective entrepreneurs. Owners of small and medium-scale enterprises have been offered the window to register their businesses at 50% less the price between October 1 and December 31, 2018. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who stated this in Enugu, says the federal government, through the Corporate Affairs Commission, has approved a special window of 90 days to register businesses at a considerably reduced rate of 5,000 naira only, down from as much as 10,000 naira previously. The gesture is part of the presidency's ease of doing business plan. To discuss further on the economic benefits of the federal government's special window of 90 days for MSMEs to register their businesses at half the original price is the Deputy Director, Public Affairs Commission, Moses Adagusu. It's our pleasure to have you join us on Business Express. All right. Meanwhile, the website for the registration of the MSMEs will be showing on your screen. So, the reduction in the registration for MSMEs from 10,000 naira to 5,000 naira, what does that mean?
It simply means that with that reduction, the MSMEs can now conveniently register their businesses and formalize their businesses at the rate of 5,000 per business. Of course, that is aside the 500 naira name reservation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, was it the idea of the commission, or where did it come from?
Yeah, it's a business initiative strategy. You know, the brainchild is the idea of the commission together with the Ministry of Trade and Investment.
Okay.
But it's important to note where the commission is coming from.
Okay.
You know, following the low prices of crude oil, there was deliberate need to diversify. Okay. And that compelled government to now find other ways of sustaining the economy. Emphasis was now turned to the MSMEs. So this deliberate initiative under the office of the Vice President on MSME clinics nationwide came about.
Okay.
And it was basically an opportunity to assemble all the relevant government agencies involved in registration, supervision, and regulation of the MSMEs to come together and interact one-on-one with the MSMEs, find out their problems, identify it and diagnose, find a way to promote them so that things could be easy and that subsector could grow.
Okay. So do you see this policy affecting any of your services?
No, the policy will not affect any of our services because it's a part of the Commission's contribution to promoting the MSMEs.
Okay.
You know, they are very, very critical to any economy. Okay. And during the MSME clinics, which CAC, as a key government agency responsible for registration of businesses, participated actively, the acting Registrar General, Lady Azuka Azinge, realized that most of those MSCs were in fact not registered. Okay. So initial efforts were made to get them to be registered, i.e. there was window for them to register directly without middlemen, because the middlemen were charging for business names as much as 40,000 to 70,000 per name, whereas the official price was 10,500. So they allowed them to register directly at 10,500 naira. They could actually do it themselves. That could not still address the issue. So the idea came up that, look, let's crash the price through a window for a period so that they could cash in and now register. So the Commission duly obtained the approval of the Ministry of Trade and Investment, and they introduced the exercise.
That brings me to my next question.
Yeah.
So how do business owners get access to this website for the registration?
Well, registration under this scheme has been so much liberalized.
Okay.
The Commission has 38 offices nationwide,
Okay.
where people could walk in and register under this scheme. The Commission is also collaborating with SMIDAN to use their offices, which have 12 offices nationwide. And in addition to that, there are other outlets where the Commission intends to achieve this.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So what would be the requirements for anybody who may want to register a business?
Yeah, the requirements are quite easy.
Okay.
Already, the Commission has been making things easy for registration of all forms of businesses.
Okay.
For business names, you need an approved name.
Okay.
An approved name takes 500 naira.
Okay.
And under the exercise, if you enter a name, it will be approved within hours. You need 2 passport photographs. You need the nature of business of the enterprise.
Okay.
You need a contact address, not PO box, a contact address of the enterprise. You need the identity of the proprietor or proprietors. There could be one, there could be more. And for identity, we have 4 acceptable identification. We have the national ID card, the international passport, the national driver's license, or the permanent voter's card. That's very, very important. Any of those identities we accept. Then your telephone number or your email address. Okay. Then your residential address, your contact address as distinct with the business address. Then evidence of payment of 5,000 naira. Of course, I have said with name approved, and with that, you are good to go.
All right. So do you see this gesture actually making it easy for business owners to register their businesses?
Of course, it's a golden opportunity, and for members of the public to have their businesses registered. Okay. And it is working. It started last week, and the calls have been coming in. Okay. The calls have been coming in. Everybody is enthusiastic. They have jumped at this opportunity so that they can get their businesses formalized.
Okay. I was going to ask you the reaction of some of these MSME owners. Have they really reached out to the Commission?
Well, they are excited.
Are they excited? Yes.
Very, very excited. In fact, some of them, initially when they heard it, they thought maybe it's not real news. Okay. So they've been bombarding us with calls, and the Commission on its part is taking deliberate measures to make sure that the awareness is created so that the good exercise and the good intention of government is not hijacked. Okay. You know.
How do you see this impacting on Nigeria's economy?
Well, I must say, if you look at the MSME subsector, it is actually the heartthrob, because their contribution to the GDP is high. And for employment, the SMEs provide about 75% of employment in this country. So it's something that is good for the economy, and that is the only way we can move on.
Okay. So are there any challenges the Commission is being faced with? Well,
luckily enough for the Commission, the Commission has been on a deliberate policy of trying to ease business. So it's what we've been doing. Okay. This one is just a step further to make things easy. The new thing is that we have crashed the price for this period. You know, the Commission is well positioned. We have presence in all the states. And other agencies, like I said, like NASME, SMIDAN, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, are also collaborating with us. So it's a very, very smooth exercise. Okay. As a matter of fact, we have other agencies which we intend to work with, like the NYC, so that we could assess them through camps, so that, you know. And for the manpower, it's an enormous job. So the Commission is engaging youth corps members to augment the staff strength of the Commission, so that this exercise is seamless.
Okay. Still talking about the registration, there are so many market men and women who do not go online. They don't have access to internet.
Yes.
How will they be able to do this online registration?
Yeah, thank you very much. The Commission is aware of that, and what the Commission has done is to make sure that its officers even get to these markets. Okay. So all that the business people need to bring, just bring your mode of payment, your ATM or your debit card.
To the commission?
No, they're going to be outlets beyond the commission. Okay. The commission is also doing that. We've created outlets and sports registration centers beyond the offices of the commission, near enough to the people. So they will do that for you. They will make data entry for you. They won't subject you to going to www.cac.gov.ng. They will do all of that. They will enter. You just bring your debit card where they can get the money for AV, and so the thing is simplified.
All right. So how do you see, or how do you intend or want this policy to play out?
Well, for us, like I said, it is the Commission's contribution to the growth and development of MSMEs. And it's a project that is very, very close to the administration. Like I told you, the MSME Clinic, an initiative under the Office of the Vice President, His Excellency Professor Yemi Osibanjo SN, GCON, he has been personally attending these clinics. That underscores the importance government attached to this. So the Commission is looking at it as this is our own. This is what we can do to make sure that this subsector grows and it be good for everybody.
All right. Thank you very much. We've been speaking with Mr. Moses Adagusu. He is the Director of Public Affairs of the Corporate Affairs Commission. Thank you very much for joining us on Business Express.
Thank you.
All right. You are still on to Business Express, reaching you from the network service of the NTA. Remember to send us your feedback via email, businessexpress@nta.gov.ng. You can also reach us through our Twitter handle at NTA News Now. Don't forget to use the hashtag BizX showing on your screen. Moving on, Nigeria's leadership in the fight to stop illicit financial flows out of the continent has been described as an inspiration to other African countries. Former President of South Africa and now Chairman of the African Union High-Level Panel on Illicit Financial Flows, Thabo Mbeki, stated this in Abuja at a special review on the performance of African countries. Femi Okewu reports.
Although the high-level panel on illicit financial flows from Africa came into existence in 2012, it was in January of 2015 that the Thabo Mbeki panel recommended that African countries should do reports on their progress in this area. That is what the panel is in Nigeria to do, a process which President Thabo Mbeki said Nigeria has since championed and used to inspire other African countries to check illicit financial flows out of the continent.
To identify how these outflows take place and to make recommendations as to what might be done.
Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, listed 4 major areas which Nigeria has used to check illicit financial flows and, one after the other, explained their efficacy in the campaign.
Institutions that are mandated with the statutory role of fight against corruption, and indeed addressing the menace of illicit financial flow.
The briefing will run for 2 days, with various government institutions stating their roles to help Nigeria combat the flow and recommend same to other African countries, which the chairman of the panel says have not been responsive enough.
We need to be blunt, we need to be honest and straight. The fact of the matter is that we have so far failed as a panel to submit those annual reports to the AU. And the reason for that is because very few African countries have responded.
The United Nations Food Agency says world food prices dropped in September compared to the month of August, with only sugar posting a rise. The Food and Agriculture Organization's Food Price Index, which measures monthly changes for a basket of cereals, oil seeds, dairy products, meat and sugar, averaged 165.4 points in September. The figure is against a marginally revised 167.7 in August, which was previously given as 167.6. FAO said global cereals output in 2018 was seen at 2.591 billion tons, up 3 million tons on the previous forecast given in September. However, it is still down 63 million tons or 2.4% from 2017's record production level. FAO's forecast for world wheat production in 2018 was almost unchanged at 722.4 million tons, the smallest since 2013. In a related development, federal government is to avert food crisis that may occur next year as a result of flooding that disrupted crop production in many parts of the country. Minister of Agriculture Ado Ogbe says this will be achieved through what he described as massive food production in dry season. Musa Baba Aliu takes it from here.
The specific hectares of land and number of farmers affected by the flood which has wreaked havoc in some parts of the country remain unknown. However, it is established that rice, sorghum and maize plantations are worse hit. Minister of Agriculture Ado Ogbe presents a picture of a farmer losing 8,000 hectares of rice.
Of rice, all ruined by the floods.
The minister emphasized the need for improvement in the country's dry season farming, stating that improved seeds will be available to boost production.
As soon as the rains recede, we encourage farmers again to replant so that the residual moisture in the soil plus irrigation can give up another crop maybe by the end of December or early January. Otherwise, we may be in serious trouble for millet, rice, maize, and sorghum.
I urge the seed companies to join in creating awareness among farmers in their various locations of operation to demonstrate the potentials of improved seed.
To this end, molecular facility was established by the federal government to boost seed production and registration in Nigeria.
The Minister of State for Petroleum, Ibe Kachiku, says it would be sad if the nation's refineries are not functional by the end of 2019. Kachiku, who stated this in Abuja, noted that the present administration is committed to ensuring that the importation of petroleum products is curtailed. He reiterated government's commitment in repairing the refineries, and by that they can at least process about 500,000 barrels of crude per day. And to commodities now, gold settles lower for a second straight session. What's the price movement of other items on the commodity market? Rising U.S. bond yields hit global markets as Asian stocks wobble. Bosede Abel has a summary.
Stocks on the global scene did not perform so well on Thursday, 4th October. Africa's stocks markets were slightly mixed. South Africa's JSE Africa Top 40 dipped by 0.17%, Tunisia's Tunidex 0.73%, and Ghana's GSE Composite Index declined by 0.24% to close 2,904.26, while Namibia Overall Index appreciated 0.18% to close 1,281.20, and Kenya's Nairobi All-Share also topped 1.12 points to 150.52. In the United States, stocks fell as interest rates hit new multi-year highs, reducing investor sentiment. Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped 200.88 points to 26,627.51. S&P 500 dropped 0.82%, and Nasdaq Composite Index also depreciated 1.81% to close 7,879.51. European stocks also closed lower Thursday, weighed down by weakness seen in markets overseas. DAX declined 0.35%, FTSE 100 1.22%, and CAC 40 also dropped 1.47%. Asian markets went the same way, with investors grappling with rising rates after strong U.S. economic data was released overnight. Shanghai Composite Index advanced 1.06%, while Nikkei lost by 0.56% and the Hang Seng Index 1.73%.
Let's quickly see how the Naira is exchanging against some major currencies. That's the wrap on the program today. Remember to send us your feedback via email businessexpress@nta.gov.ng. You can also reach us through our Twitter handle NTA News Now. Don't forget to use the hashtag BizX showing on your screen. All previous episodes are available on NTA's YouTube channel. Until we come your way again, I am Muplang Dakok.